Hi class. So today you're going to be drawing grid on a paper for your grid drawing project. Okay, so to start with, you need a ruler, a pencil, and an eraser. But just so that you can see it clearly, I'm using a marker. But for you guys, please use a pencil and make sure you draw lightly until you get it right. Please draw lightly on the grid because you're going to be erasing a lot of the lines that you see. All right, so let's get started. So first, you're going to start with my paper. It's 11 by 8.5, so I'm going to just divide it by 11 and 8. So I'm going to start with the top. I'm going to draw, I'm going to make a mark on every inch. So I'm dividing it into inch and on the top, and I'm going to do it on the bottom. I'm going to move the ruler down and do the same on the bottom. Okay. So, going to move it down. Make sure, the bottom, make sure this line gets start at the same area. Okay. And then do the same. Okay, so I marked it every inch, top and bottom. Now I'm gonna just connect those two dots together. Okay, so make sure when you start off from this side, make sure the bottom start with this side as well, because when you start measuring it from this side by inch, it's a little off sometimes, the paper. Then after you're done with this side, you're gonna turn your paper around. You're gonna do the same. You're gonna measure, the top by inches, 1 inch distance, and then you're gonna do it to the bottom. Okay, and then you're gonna connect those two dots together, and then you will have perfect square, 1 inch square. If your paper is longer than your ruler, then you can measure the top, and then maybe you can measure one more time right in the middle so that you can connect the top to the middle using your ruler, and then you can measure it again on the bottom. So I'm gonna start with this side. Okay, so there's some extra one. It's not an inch, it's fine. But make sure when you start off from one side, you start from the same side on the bottom as well. Then I'm gonna connect those dots together. Okay, so after that, you're gonna label your grid. So you can label, if you label this, let's say by number on the top, you will do the same on the bottom so that it's easier, instead of, oh, what is this? And you have to look all the way up here. You can just, when you have a number right here, it's easier to look for. But make sure you start, if this is 1, make sure this is 1. Don't start from this side. Okay, so, and after that, you will label the side as well. So I'm gonna do just letters. And you would do the same thing over here on the right. Okay, so there you have it. And then you can transfer the photo onto this grid paper. You'll draw the same thing on your photo. Instead of, by inch, your photo might be smaller, you can divide it into centimeters. But if you're dividing it into using your camera, using your phone or your computer, then make sure the boxes that you are dividing, the grid that you are dividing, make sure they are perfect square, which means this is 1 inch, this is 1 inch, this is 1 inch, this is also 1 inch. But for you, it might be centimeter, but make sure all sides are equal length. It has to be a perfect square, cannot be a rectangle. So make sure, check your setting, okay?